Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about mindfulness, knowing your surroundings, and being kind of respectful to your surroundings and the people around you in a tennis environment. Stay tuned. It's a wonderful day on the tennis court. A wonderful day on the tennis court. A gorgeous day on the tennis court. Won't you be mine? Can you be mine? Won't you be my partner? Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Mr. Tennis Spin's Etiquette. All right, so coffee sponsor of today is someone. There's a lot of someones here. I guess people don't want to be recognized, and that's okay. As I understand, you don't want to be known, and you just want to hook me up. I get you. Okay,
that's nice.
That's very nice. Yeah, no. Thank you to someones, and thank you to all the someones out there who hook me up with coffee. I appreciate you. If you want to be those someones that keep buying me coffee, well, first of all, I appreciate you. Okay, even though you don't want me to thank you for who you are. All right, but again, if you want to be that someone who hooks me up, network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. If you want to just support the channel and you don't feel like I need any more coffee, super thanks is the way. Link is below. All right, thank you guys all so much. Seriously, thank you. Especially to the someones. Speaking of thoughts, though, I want to talk about mindfulness in tennis and your surroundings. I know that Coach Rob and people have to pick up balls after people who leave them on the court or on the bench, scattered all around with lost and found clothes and lost and found bottles and coffee cups. And literally your whole bag is on the court and you just walked off with your rackets. And Coach Rob has to go out and pick up after you. So maybe be mindful of your surroundings, because there's a person out there that's not your mom or your dad or a family member that has to pick up after you. Coach Rob, do you have more to elaborate on that?
Yes. When you walk onto the court, hopefully it's clean because the last person left it that way. And when you leave and before you shut that gate, look around, make sure you have everything. Don't just leave balls that you think you don't want anymore and that you think somebody else will want. I'm sure there's a spot at your facility that is for old balls or dead ones, or put them back in your bag and you discard of them yourself, but don't just leave them laying around on the court for somebody else to clean up.
Yeah, that's kind of part of tennis etiquette that's never talked about. Kind of take care of your surroundings. I feel like when my buddy and myself, like we played at this one place and he would have a broom in his car. So he would sweep off the court so that we could play because, you know, the wind would blow or somebody would leave a trail of Cheerios or something on the court.
They were eating on the court? There's no food on the court.
Yeah, I know.
No gum on the court.
I know the sign says that, but maybe these
that's
are...
good. You read the sign?
Maybe these are illiterate tennis players.
It could be. Thank you if you're the guy who read the sign. Much appreciated.
But literally we had to clean the court before we played.
Correct.
So if you don't mind, maybe leave the court in a better state than when you got there. Right? I didn't say the same state. I said a better state. Because what if we all could do that for each other? Then we would have a better tennis court to play on.
In a better environment.
Yeah. Cleaner environment. Maybe your balls won't get so dirty so fast, and they'll last longer. And you won't slip on something and twist your ankle or break your face.
Okay.
There's another thing I wanted to cover is how about being nice to people in general? This, your coaches or the chairperson or the tournament director. I mean, I see it on TV all the time. Whenever somebody wins, or the second place person, and they interview the person, and they're like, I would like to thank the tournament directors and the sponsors and all the ball kids and the lines people and everybody for coming out today.
Right.
But does it only take a champion to thank them?
Should be everybody.
Yeah. Right? If you're at a tournament or you're playing some kind of a, league match, or if you're in a fundraising situation, right? There's a lot of people that have to put that on. If you could just, maybe be thoughtful and just maybe a thank you here and there, a cleanup after yourself, and a mindfulness of that people had to work for you to play would be, very appreciative.
Goes a long way.
Right?
Saying thanks.
Definitely. Now, I wanted to bring this up, and for those of you who are actually watching this, or teach you a life lesson. I know Coach Rob knows this because we've talked about it in the past. For those of you who are young, and maybe not so young, and you are looking for a job, interviewing for a job, there's nothing to do with tennis, just life, okay? Who is the most important person other than the hiring person that you should be nice to? Well, you should be nice in general, but who should you be extra nice to?
Yeah.
Who? I'm asking you a question.
So to me, I always try to be nice to everyone.
Right,
so
right.
whether
That's
it be
natural for you.
Right. So whether it be the maintenance staff, the cafeteria staff, I try to be nice to everybody on no matter what kind of day it is, because it's way easier. Somebody else may be having a tough day. A smile and a thanks go a long way.
Right, but like if you're interviewing for a job, the receptionist,
right, the receptionist
is the most important person to you possibly being hired. Yeah, it's true, guys. Right? I've been in many situations where I was sitting in the receptionist seat. They didn't know that I may have been the receptionist or not the receptionist. And there's been instances where, like, the boss will put me in the receptionist seat. And this is before tennis and, during tennis too, where I will greet the person, and I mean, I'm gonna size you up, right? Because that's just what I do. And I'm sure everybody just does it either knowingly or unknowingly, because that's just human nature. And so however you greet me, however you treat me, I remember. And guess what happens after you go in and out of that interview? The boss comes out and says, Harry, what'd you think of that person?
Right. That happens.
Right?
Yep, for sure.
And how much is the boss going to weigh my opinion?
Probably if your boss knows you're a good judge of character, probably weighs it fairly heavily.
Right. So
we'll definitely take your input in.
Right. So just because that person's in the receptionist chair doesn't mean that they don't or cannot, have any judgment on your future. So be wary of that and just literally be nice to everybody. I mean, just because it's like what my boss used to tell me, like really, really young into my career. Today's receptionist is tomorrow's boss. Don't forget that. Okay? So if you're watching this video and you're in that kind of position, don't discount the receptionist, because they can determine if you get hired or not.
Well said.
And Coach Rob makes a great point. Whether it be the cleaning lady or whoever that you run into, a smile, a hi, how you doing, a thank you goes a long, long way. All right? So if you got to this video and you're watching it, I hope you listened, because it will get you farther in life, at least in the beginning. Okay? And hopefully you take it to the rest of your life and teach that to your kids. Okay? Just a life lesson. Coach Rob, any other words of wisdom?
I think you covered those, Harry.
Okay. Thank you, Coach Rob.
Sure.
Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Most people, they quit tennis because, it's hard to find somebody to play with, right? I just feel so lucky to have my buddy Coach Rob, that we have so much in common. We're both kind of follically impaired. Ain't that right, Coach Rob?
Us follically challenged friends have to hit together.
Yes. So I have Coach Rob. If you guys need a friend and you're follically impaired or are a bearded one and looking for your bearded mate, right? Check out Player Court. They have people that look like you, play like you, maybe act like you. Check out their site. It's playercourt.com. Your tennis buddy can teach you how to twirl.
Hopefully
You'll get it someday.
Hopefully better than that. We'll have to keep practicing, Harry.